Parents, when your teen tells you they're fine, are they really fine? When your teen tells you they're good, are they really good? Who fills the vacuum, the void in a child's life? This is the 21st century. Teens are going through a lot physically, emotionally, psychologically, etc. What if I told you most children are going through stress that most parents aren't even aware of because they're too busy with their jobs and businesses? Unfortunately, every child wants their parents to be their best friend. Parents, are you our best friend? I have a question for every mother, father, or parent sitting down here. Do you realize a child growing up in the 20s is way much more different than a child growing up in the 80s or 90s? The world was much more safer then than now. Parents should be the icon of safety to their kids. Once they see you as their role model and their best friend, they confide to you to the very last. Their achievements, their setbacks, their doubts, their fears. You become their world of safety. I could vividly remember the time when I was about 6 or 7 years old. My mom, my brother, and I, we traveled to go and see our grandma. We had fun. I had a taste of my mother's culture, but at what cost? My dad wasn't able to tag along. Something similar happened not too long ago when my mom traveled for a training. At first, I thought I was sick, but then turns out I was just lonely. I missed my mom. You see, you have me over here complaining because my mom isn't around because she went for a training. Talk more of her never being around because she's providing a good life, providing food, providing the necessary resources we need to survive. Both of my parents. But what if they're not around? There are some kids out there who are like that. And I'm more than happy, I'm more than grateful for my parents to be around as they are today. You see, once a child doesn't spend time with their parents, they start to develop some kind of problem. And then they start to resort to these two major things: social media and their peers. What exactly is social media? Some may say it's a source of information. Some may say it's a way of communication. Or it's simply just a platform for young individuals to sponsor and advertise their businesses at such young ages. But as everything that exists in the world, it has its advantages and disadvantages. Truly, you can do anything on social media. And when I say anything, I mean anything at all. You never know. Your 9-year-old daughter may be talking to a fully grown 45-year-old man on the internet that may be lying about his age, saying that, oh, he's 13 or 12. What if I told you that that actually happened to a young girl in the UK? Peers. Your peer is just simply your classmate, your colleague, your age mate. Anyone, really. Socialization starts the very time you exit the womb. You learn how to talk with people from your parents, from your family. But then imagine if your parents aren't around, who are you going to talk to? Most kids aren't able to have normal conversations or aren't even able to speak with their peers. Why? Because their parents weren't around. And then when they do know how to have normal conversations and they do eventually have friends, there are going to be problems. They start to have these thoughts. Oh, why can't I go on luxurious holidays like them? Why can't I go to fancy restaurants like they do? Why can't I have a mom that is always around? They start to compare themselves with their peers. I conducted a little social experiment last week with a few girls in the school. I asked them to rate their mother's relationship from a 1 to 10 scale. One said a 10 over 10, that they tell their mom everything, and then their mom tells them everything too. One said a 4.2, that they argue a lot. One said an 8 over 10, that the relationship is good. Well, I intentionally asked this one question in particular. And all of their replies were no. Is there anything you'd like to fix about your relationship with their mother? I also asked, how much time do they spend with their parents, their mom specifically? They all gave me some pretty decent answers. Well, imagine if I encountered a girl who barely spent any time with their parents at all. I'd probably be receiving something like a 3, a 2, or even possibly a 1. And yet, parents of this generation are wondering why they're getting boyfriends at their tender ages. Come on. I know. The parents, I know you want to see your child succeed in life. I know you want to see your child graduate. I know you want to make your child smile. But then, there are just some parents out there. You may not know. Your child needs you. They need your love. They need your attention. Because maybe the girls that I interviewed, their parents don't really have, professional jobs, that they're mainly at home. But most of the parents that are busy with their professions leave early and come back late, and they never spend any time with their children. Now, I've given you a little peek of the diary of a girl child. What does it seem to you? How do you want to grow closer? How do you want to grow a closer bond with your child? Try, provide time for them, have one-on-one conversations with them. Anything really to make them happy and to solve their problems. What can I say? Today's kids are tomorrow's leaders. Thank you.